morning to you and many thanks for joining us for today's edition of your morning starter, the front page right here on Stream TV. My name is Bismarck Brown and today is Thursday the 30th of July 2020. We say Baraka de Salah in advance to all our Muslim brothers and sisters watching us live on Facebook this morning. We'll start off with the Ghanaian Times of today, and the paper comes with a photograph of Mr. Daniel DOMELEVO. Banner headline: President's directive to Auditor General to proceed on leave. Supreme Court strikes out DOMELEVO case. And that's the banner headline story on the front page of the Ghanaian Times today. And the Supreme Court has struck out Daniel DOMELEVO, Auditor General currently on leave, and Johnson Ekwamwa Esiedu, the acting Auditor General, as defendants in a writ challenging the President's directive for the Auditor General to proceed on leave. This action was brought before the courts by United States of America-based Ghanaian constitutional lawyer Professor Kweku Asare, who sued the Attorney General and joined the two as defendants over President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's directive to the Auditor General to proceed on leave. And before the court, the Deputy Attorney General made the arguments that it was needless and legally baseless for the two to be included in the suit because it was the AG that was required to be a defendant in all civil actions. And that is on the front page of the Ghanaian Times of today. Also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, keep nation focused on COVID-19 as election 2020 approaches. Sam Jonah appeals to media. The media has been urged to keep the nation focused on the fight against COVID-19 as the political atmosphere heats up towards the December 7 elections. Executive Chairman of Jonah Capital, Mr. Samuel Jonah, who gave the advice, cautioned the media not to be caught up in the political heat at the expense of safeguarding the health of citizens. Quote, "We cannot completely rule out the possibility that in the heat of the election campaign, many safety protocols could be ignored or set aside, and in our frenzy, we could also lose our sense of restraint, judgment, and safety, all in the name of electioneering campaign." And that is a very sound advice coming from the Venerable Samuel Jonah. Also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times today, Parliament approves over 11.8 billion Ghana cedis supplementary budget, and Parliament has approved the mid-year review of the 2020 budget statement and economic policy of the government, giving the finance minister the green light to spend the sum of 11,896,477,566 Ghana cedis as supplementary estimates for the rest of the year. And it's all captured by the Ghanaian Times of today. Magdan donates 3 dialysis machines to 37 military hospital is also a caption on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Let's turn our attention to Daily Guide of Thursday, and the paper this morning comes with a banner headline: €4 million Airbus scandal. Mahama brother fights AMIDU with UK lawyers, and it is here on the front page of the paper. Lawyers acting on behalf of Samuel Adam Foster, also known as Samuel Adam Mahama, brother of former President John Dramani Mahama, have reportedly responded to the extradition request from the Office of the Special Prosecutor headed by Martin ABK AMIDU, who is investigating the €4 million Airbus SE bribery scandal. The lawyers based in London, UK, where Adam Mahama is domiciled, reportedly acknowledged receipt of the AMIDU letter, which is asking the former president's brother to come to Ghana voluntarily to be interrogated for his involvement in the scandal. However, the lawyers have written to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying they will be advising their client accordingly, but did not state whether or not they will ask him to honor the invitation. And that is on the front page of the Ghanaian Times of today. Also on the front page of Daily Guide, Kafaba victim recounts ordeal, and it comes with a photograph of Hawa Yakubu, And Madam Hawa Yakubu, 69, one of the 17 old women reserved for lynching on the orders of a so-called soothsayer called Hajia Filipina over Witchery, has recounted her ordeal. Even though Hawa Yakubu was tortured, fortunately, she was able to survive the ordeal. However, her colleague, Ekuya Dente, could not survive the dastardly act at Kafaba in the East Gonja district in the Savannah region last Thursday. Story goes on and on and on to recount what we saw on social media of a 90-year-old woman being lynched allegedly for being a witch. It's on the front page of Daily Guide today. DOMELEVO crawl case back on is also a caption on the front page of Daily Guide. Injunction against acting AG struck out is also here on the front page of Daily Guide. Court convicts four, I beg your pardon, of contempt, and the story says here at on the front page of Daily Guide, you find a story at page 6 of the paper, and Kumasi High Court, presided over by Justice Ali Baba Abature, on Monday convicted 4 members of the Kumasi Club, one of the oldest social clubs in the country, of contempt. The court sentenced them to 2 weeks in prison, but an instant application for a review of the custodial sentence by their lawyer, Asante Krobia, was upheld by the court, and as a result, they were fined a total of 24,000 Ghana cedis, or in default, spend jail term. Those convicted included Kwame Brenya, Norman Owusu-Bani, Charles Asabre, and Henry Asumedu. They were alleged to have held a meeting of the club while there was an injunction before the court against any such gathering. That's on the front page here of Daily Guide. We move on to today's edition of the Chronicle, and banner headline on the front page of the paper comes with a photograph of Professor Edward Dua Ajiman, board chair of the Audit Service. Banner headline: "We are fed up with DOMELEVO. Is he a baby?" Board chair is asking, and the plight of the Auditor General Daniel Yao DOMELEVO may not end following the outburst of the board chairman of the institution, revealing they were fed up with his attitude. The board chairman of the Audit Service, Dr. Edward Ajiman, has raised concerns over what he took to mean a pension to run to the media with development at his office, asking if he was, quote and unquote, a baby. Well, let me quote the entire comment made by the board chair, allegedly made by the board chair. I quote, "What's this with Mr. DOMELEVO always running to the media? Is he a baby? We are fed up with DOMELEVO always going to the media. He can go everywhere he wants to. When Mr. DOMELEVO left on the 1st of July, the board felt there was the need to secure his office. So the locks were changed and the keys were left where they belong." Unquote. And this is said to have come from the board chair of the Audit Service. Mr. Yao DOMELEVO is reported to have gone to his office to pick a document, and on reaching there he realized that the keys to his office had been changed, and this has sparked some reactions. It's on the front page of the Chronicle today as well. Oforiatta accounts for 54 million Ghana cedis COVID-19 chop money. The finance minister, Ken Oforiatta, has cleared the enigma surrounding the 54 million Ghana cedis spent on hot meals for the vulnerable during the lockdown period. And out of this, he indicated, I beg your pardon, that the government budgeted an estimated amount of 40 million Ghana cedis to provide hot meals to the vulnerable at 5 Ghana cedis per pack. Out of this estimated 40 million Ghana cedis, 12 million Ghana cedis was spent on the provision of hot meals, which included 150,000 beneficiaries, cost of transportation, distribution, and other operational costs. He indicated, aside the 12 million Ghana cedis, an amount of 42 million Ghana cedis was also spent on uncooked food items, and this is part of the explanation or the account he gave of how we spent 54 million Ghana cedis on feeding. The Chronicle this morning also says $253 million water project begins in Tamale Yendi. At the bottom of the Chronicle this morning, Muntaka's bodyguard clashes with national security personnel is also a story here on the front page of the Chronicle. Well, it's a beautiful morning and it is daybreak. Time to hit the front page of the Daybreak newspaper, and banner headline: fresh tension at Abossey, Okai as Ghanaian traders lock up Nigerian shops. And this matter appears not to go away, and it resurfaces every now and then. There is fresh tension at the Abossey Okai spare parts market as Ghanaian traders lock up shops of their Nigerian counterparts. The Ghanaian traders insist the laws of Ghana do not allow foreigners to engage in retail trade. Reason for the action: they also accuse the Nigerians of selling substandard products at cheap prices, a practice the Ghanaian traders say is killing their business. The local traders also lament unequal to trading space as they claim the Nigerians have enough money to pay for steep prices charged by shop owners, a practice which disadvantages the locals. These grievances force the local traders to lock up the shops of the Nigerians and demanding that they shut down their quote-unquote illegal operations. Daybreak also says KGL Technology Limited receives license from NLA to operate digital online lottery products. Nana cut sword for $30 million Yendi water supply project, also on the front page here of Daybreak. Move away from banks of Odo or face eviction. That's coming from the Metropolitan Chief Executive of Accra. The Daily Dispatch is our next paper. Banner headline: Rawlings' close associate replies him again. Stop pussyfooting. Bring your evidence. Well, we're also told of the launch of Professor Ahoy's book on Rawlings, and launch of Ahoy's book on Rawlings on the front page here of the Daily Dispatch. We're told the book is entitled Working with Rawlings, authored by Kwame Na Ahoy, on the front page here of the Daily Statesman. The Daily, I beg your pardon, the Daily Dispatch. Let's turn our attention to the Daily Statesman, our next paper. And the Daily Statesman says $253 million water projects for Yendi Tamale. President Akufo-Addo fulfills campaign promise. Don't be used for mayhem, Esiama charges youth. And the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports, Isaac Esiama, is advising young people in this political season not to allow themselves to be used by politicians to cause mayhem. And that's on the front page here of the Daily Statesman. Now, let's turn our attention to the ABC News. And ABC News comes with a photograph of Bishop Yao Owusu Ansah. And banner headline says, I would have been a professor if I had free SHS, Bishop Owusu Ansah. And story says that the regional overseer of the Resurrection Living Word International, Accra West, Bishop Yao Owusu Ansah, has said that if he had the opportunity of attending free senior high school some 25 years ago, he would have become a professor by now. According to him, after completing his middle school certificate examination, he was told by his parents that there was no money to further his education anymore. Having come to terms with it, he then ventured into the craftsmanship business to learn a skill in carpentry. Well, today he is a bishop, and he feels that with free education, he probably wouldn't have been a bishop today. But a professor, well, maybe a professor still as a bishop. Well, that's about it for the local stories this morning, but let's do some business news as well on the front page of Business Finder before we hit stories coming from Africa. Business Finder this morning says $223 million Tamale water project takes off. It will benefit 792,000 people, and it comes to the photograph of His Excellency the President, who broke ground for this construction to take place. COVID-19 initiative splendid. That's attributed to the TUC, and they have pledged their commitment to help government implement program, and that's on the front page of Business Finder. Well, that's about it for stories related to Ghana. Let's find out what other matters are happening in Africa. Africa CDC warns of possible acute shortage of COVID-19 PPE in Africa, and the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, has warned African countries to brace for possible acute shortage of COVID-19 personal protective equipment in the near future. The Africa CDC made the urgent call for preparedness to avert a possible acute shortage of COVID-19 PPEs in its detailed publication issued on Tuesday under the theme Strategies for Managing Acute Shortages of Personal Protective Equipment During COVID-19 Pandemic. And the CDC is warning, so African governments would have to reposition themselves to ensure we don't go through the phase of acute shortage of PPEs, because the shortage of PPEs is creating some havoc in some countries. And guess what? 7 babies still born in one night at Zimbabwe hospital, and 7 babies were still born at Harare Central Hospital in Zimbabwe on Monday night after urgent treatment was delayed because of staffing issues. 2 doctors have confirmed to the BBC. And it is not just the staffing issues that led to 7 babies being stillborn. Nurses are on strike nationwide in Zimbabwe because of a lack of personal protective equipment and other concerns, and the maternity wards were overwhelmed. One doctor said Monday's deaths were, quote and unquote, the tip of the iceberg. The health sector has recently been hit by a COVID-19 procurement scandal. It is alleged in Zimbabwe that multi-million-dollar contracts were awarded to buy supplies at inflated prices, and the health minister has been sacked over these allegations. A leaked government response to senior doctors who wrote to complain about conditions and to threaten strike action also acknowledged challenges in hospitals as an increase in poor outcomes and serious shortage of medical supplies because of a lack of foreign currency. But they've also urged medical workers to also support the state in these difficult times. That's about it for the front page headlines making headline news this morning on the various front pages. My name is Bismarck Brown. Tomorrow is Friday. We'll be wrapping up your week for you, even though it's a holiday. We'll bring you bits and pieces of stories making headlines tomorrow right here on Stream TV. My name is Bismarck Brown. Have an awesome day and enjoy Stream TV.